Ooh, 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 ooh. What's up, everybody? What is going on? What's going on? I got a mess going on right here. I went to see my boy on yesterday, his birthday party slash grand opening of his studio, Kingdom Will Jewels. And, it was very cool. I'm very happy for my guy. It's like a long time coming. And, I'm just proud of him. You know, I ain't stupid. So I'm a little under the weather today, and just couldn't make it to work. And y'all probably like, but you got time to do this. So I can't really see what's going on, so I'm trying to set up and check everything up right here so that I can just see what's going on. But yeah, I want to say a good morning to everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing good. You're having a great day on today. It's Monday. We got to pump ourselves up on Monday because you know how it is. Blue Mondays, things of that nature. It's a lot going on in the world. They say I got 5K. All right, I hear you. Ice Cube at the Dodger Stadium. Let me go. Wells Fargo settlement check. Do this, get paid 1,000. All right, so let me check something out. I gotta go to my page just so I can. There we go. There we go. Oh, this looks good. It looks really good. Oh man. Yo, I'm looking and it looks really this is my camera. This is the Motorola phone. I used to be an iPhone user, and with being an iPhone user, now I'm back to the Motorola. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Yeah, I'm not feeling good. This is a good image. I gotta start using this more. Yeah, this is a really good. It's I do my own hair, of course. So, I just want to say what's up to everybody. You know, um, Many blessings, peace to you all. I pray you have a great day on today. That today is motivating. That you're going after your dreams and your goals, or even if it's just like taking care of your family and doing something and not letting circumstances or situations hold you back. So keep plugging away, keep moving forward. You got this. Nothing can stop you, especially if you have a plan. I used to love the producer's S1 saying it was plan, pray, and prepare, or pray, or plan, prepare, and pray. Yeah, I used to really love his saying. It was dope. You know what I mean? And it was very inspirational. So yeah, I'm just hooking things back up, getting stuff back together. I went over there and made a quick beat. Um, he's in Harrisburg, PA. Let's see what's up. We got two people watching right now. Say what's up, everybody. Good morning to you, whoever this second person is. Good morning to you. Hopefully, you're having a blessed morning on today. Always trust and believe that you're moving in the right direction and that God willing, God has the plans for you. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather today, but I still got some online stuff I need to take care of. What's up, everybody? I wonder, does it parlay over well? Like if you comment here, will I see it in the chat over here? I hope so. When you see it come up, let me fix something real quick. Sometimes it doesn't allow you to see all the chats. What's up, Joe Fire? How you feeling, man? Let me get these chats showing. All chats, because I believe all people. I'm making out, man. I can't complain. I can't complain. Can't complain. How you doing, man? How you living? How the world treating you? I see your comment. Good. I'm doing good, man. It's another day. It's another day, another opportunity, another chance. Every morning I wake up. That's good, man. I'm happy for you. You know, every morning I wake up, I talk about how this is another opportunity and chance to grow closer to God and to do things differently. You know what I mean? New mercies, new favor, new power. You know what I mean? So working on, I got the career, so we're working on the other things with the job and cyber, but I just wasn't feeling good today. Also, we are not promised anything, so you gotta wake up. I'm so thankful you said that, man, because one of the things I've learned, especially in this older age of life, is that I used to walk around miserable. I used to walk around because I didn't have anything. I would walk around thinking I didn't have anything, but God gave me so much, and I couldn't see it in my youth. I told a story about working at Guitar Center. Had a friend, he played keyboard for Jamal Bryant, and I was always stressing because I was like, man, I want to get on, I want to get on, I want to make it. I want people to hear my music. And he just told me, he said, you'll never get anywhere unless you learn to enjoy it now, unless you learn to enjoy the journey. He said, if you don't enjoy the journey, he said, nothing else will make sense. And then because you think about it, you're like, I want what I want right now. But you realize when you think like that, you're spoiled, you're impatient, you think everything's supposed to come to you and not realizing that we got to work for it. He said, yep. He said, we we need to get, I know we got to give. And that's when I learned giving more. I've gotten more success in giving than I have like taking from people or anything like that. I don't know. I grew up a certain way. I believe in hard work. I'm not going to say I didn't have my moments where I was like, dang, I feel like everything I do, I have to work hard for. But I believe in hard work. My father taught me to work hard. You know what I mean? And when I say father, that don't mean that, some people are like, oh, you had your father in your life. I got to see what not to do as well as what to do. You know what I mean? And that's no slight at him. I honor my mother and father. And what I'm trying to say is we still got to go through this life and learn. But then when we get those life lessons and we learn, we got to share. That's why I love when Curtis King went through that series when he was talking about the go-giver, go out of your way to give. He said I was a Navy brat. And my father was a Marine. Oh my goodness, he was tough, man. My kids think I'm tough because the same stuff he showed me, like making up the bed a certain way and doing certain things. Even my school, we had to make up our dorms got checked every Tuesday. So we had to make sure those dorms were straight, But I've learned in giving people, you get so much because your spirit starts to feel better when you give. Like I feel like I got monetized because it was no longer, this was the catch. This was the catch. I was no longer about, let me make beats and have people to see my talent and my gift and my beats. And then maybe these artists would show up. Then it just became, you know what? Let me just teach people. Let me show people what I know. And then showing them and just giving and giving and giving, and then people started to recognize and pay attention. Then more ideas started coming. And I said, you know what if I stop? What if I stop? You love drums. I was a drummer in high school, marching band. So I was like, you love drums. I was like, what if you talk about all the drum samples that people use? And just, so I started doing my research and I watched some other guys. I saw how their channels were and I said, let me just give this information. And that's how I birthed things you didn't know about music. So I talked about the top 10 samples that's ever been sampled, and it was just me giving information. And when I just gave information, people loved it, and I said, this is it. We don't realize that this music is something. Like, people have this debate about Mariah Carey and Mary J. Blige. Now, we all know Mariah Carey has the higher register, different timbre, you know what I mean? Appealing voice, pop singer, R&B, all that stuff like that. But then Mary J. Blige has a voice of pain, someone that's been through a lot. So she appeals to people that have been through pain. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, nobody can top that My Life album. And I was in college at that time, and I've talked to many friends who be like, "Oh, nobody can sing like Mariah Carey." And listen, Mariah Carey is an amazing singer, and I will never, try to diminish her talent, her gift. She's amazing. I like her songs, but I wasn't the um, Whitney Houston, um, Mariah Carey fan. That wasn't me. You know what I mean? I was more like the Janet Jackson, Anita Baker, Toni Braxton, Aretha Franklin. Those were my kind of singers. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I like Whitney, but come on, a kid. I was more into. He said, "I'm 54 and I'm just learning life." You know what I'm saying? I'm turning 48. I turned 49 this year, and I'm realizing I got more to share. At one point, I was pastoring for a while, but I kept asking God. I'm like, why would you choose me? I'm like, you chose this introvert. I said, why would you choose me? I was like, I don't know what to give nobody. I don't know what to say to nobody. I'm like, people don't want to listen, So now, and I was like, and I love this music. But then, you realize you got to stop being like Jonah, and you just got to get up and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And I think becoming a teacher and also being in church, and I still got my mentality. Sometimes my wife, she'd be like, why would God choose somebody as rough as you? And I'd be like, because I don't care. I'm going to say what I got to say. She'd be like, you said these youngins know it all. That's one of the hard things. Everybody's talking about how was it young Lil Durk? How Lil Durk is now in jail, but now they're bringing up the clip where Wallow is begging him to let it go, because your light is so bright and you don't want to go to jail. You know what I mean? And look at what happened. I looked at that clip. I was like, yo. I wish we could get through to the young guys. You know what I mean? Like, I think one of the biggest detriments was when the young guys started feeling like the older guys were gatekeeping. And I ain't gonna lie, at one point I didn't like trap. I was like, I don't like this trap. But that was in the early 2000s. I wasn't feeling it. But you had some artists that came through and they were dope. But T.I., why am I forgetting his name? Trick Daddy. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of people that just made dope music. But when I was a high school teacher, interacting with the kids, and they keep you young. You know what I mean? And and like I often tell, like when I would have them in and have them playing their music and making their music using FL, it was so cool to see what they were doing. I still talk to one of the students every now and then when he's on TikTok. He went to Morgan. After going to Morgan, he got into videography and photography, and then he said these youngins know it all. Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems. But I also think it's because, and I went through I thought I knew it all. Period. When you're young, but I think it's also because, and I'm not going to say it from this direction because sometimes I think it's a stereotype. That men aren't there. They did a study. They said more men per capita are in the household, more black men are in the household than any other race. And that was in 2017. But what I'm trying to say is, like, sometimes the mentorship is not there. The love is not there. You got to think it's not a village anymore. You can't raise good. I remember when I'm young. This stuff wasn't capital punishment then. When the football coach would grab you by the shirt and boom, pop you in the chest for doing stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Make you run extra laps, or doing stuff. Or they would call, if you were acting bad in class, they would go get the football or the basketball coach to come handle you. You know what I mean? Not like scuff you up, beat you up, but just to show you, come on, men don't do this, men don't do that. That's not there no more. I remember being in school and the young guys didn't want to lift weights. I'm like, what? You're a football player and you don't want to lift weights? I'm like, come on, that's how you get stronger. That's how you get, but to each his own. I'm not here to bash young men. I even I was even like a big supporter of the young cats doing the FL. I love watching these FL producers make beats. They make the beats so fast. And then we be sitting up here like, we be sitting up here with this. We be sitting up here with this. And then we talking about, oh, the sound. These dudes are using computers, crack software, $300 computers, making chart-topping hits. And we up to, oh, it has to be the button pressing, MPCs and all this other, man, get this mess out of here. He said, took a week off music to rock with the wifey and do some upgrades for the studio. Torn on the MPC One Plus or Love, my pocket. He said, my pockets are shallow. No, I feel you. I agree with you. I feel you. I wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, the live. Yeah, live is nice, man. I gotta give it credit. All this is nice though, but I remember a time when I didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? I got the MPC 4000, and that 4000 went up. And when that 4000 went up, I had Studio One and didn't even realize it. It sat for 2 years because I didn't know how to produce from a linear perspective. And then 2 years later, like 2012, I took it out. I started making beats. I hooked up with Jazzmatic, Jazzmatic 67, homeboy, love him. That's my guy right there, making beats. He sent me some music. I rapped on it. It was crazy. I had to get my lungs back. I was like, shoot, I ain't rapping on because they was like, oh, man, you sound like Pun, or you sound like Nas, or you sound like a combination with Nas and Pun and OC or something like that. But, and then I got back into beat making. I learned how to make beats in Studio Ones. It was amazing, and then got the Maschine, grew from there. But I know we can get wrapped up in the gear. And then, I was just blessed to get more. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing. I don't take it for granted. You know what I mean? So I try to give, I try to share, I try to teach, because I learn, and I don't know it all. I don't sit here like I'm a know-it-all. Like, I haven't mastered this. I haven't mastered the SP. I haven't mastered the +2. And I definitely haven't mastered DJing because I'm trying to get back into it. I'm realizing people want to see a performance. People want to be entertained. They just don't want to see you doing this. But a lot of people used to tell me to stop. Like, don't do that, YouTube. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do the, and I'm like, no, it's something in me I can't stop. I have to do it. So let me tell you what doing it has taught me, though. I learned how to take better photos. I learned about aperture. I learned about lighting. I learned about, how to video edit. So now I'm better at video editing. I learned more. You become more than that. You learn how to be a thumbnail designer. You learn how to script, And I got to also thank you for Chat GPT because it'll get the ideas out, and then I can come back for my patience sometimes of wanting to get things started because I used to script a lot, and now that helps. I never wanted to put my music out there because I thought it was whack, and then all of a sudden, I started listening to it, and I was like, no. Let me just go back and mix things a little better. I did learn that mixing, you can have dope sounds and dope music, but if your mix is off, it'll turn people off. So I learned to mix better. I've learned these things and gained this knowledge to the point, and I was like, why sit back? You're learning skills. You're building a skill set. It's something you can make money from. Sometimes it ain't just about the music. It's about something else, Sometimes it's about maybe you were meant to create a media company. Maybe you were meant to market products, that you have a marketing company, a media/marketing company. You thought you were supposed to be a music producer. Maybe you're supposed to be in sync licensing, and there's more information to find. That's why I like talking to people and collaborating and finding out what they got going on, because you never know, the information you share maybe something to help somebody else and bless somebody else, man. You know, like this stuff is not to be hoarded. It's not to be hoarded. You know, put your music out there on Bandcamp, put your music out there. And I know there's these issues with the Spotify's and things of that nature, the titles. I'm having an issue now trying to claim my name that's been out there, but it's my fault. I forgot the email accounts. So you gotta think from a business perspective. All this is business. You know, these companies get free promotion when we sit there and play these drum machines because somebody else is seeing it, wishing they had what you had. That's why I don't take it for granted, which doubles me back to our first part of the conversation. I thank God for everything. I thank him. I wake up thanking him. I don't care what the morning is like. I have to shift my mentality immediately because there's so much going on sometimes that all you can do is thank him. So I thank him. I'm grateful. I'm thankful and grateful for all of the things he's given me in the multiple ways and the multiple things he's given me. Me, I take things and I'm going to turn around and I'm going to use it for him. All this belongs to him and he gave it to me. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. Thankful, 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 thankful. I'm grateful and thankful. And I think everybody should start up when you wake up with that in your mind that you didn't have to wake up this morning. You did not have to wake up this morning. There's other people that didn't make it this morning. They don't have an opportunity to stand above ground. I started working out with my wife. We've been getting it in, and we've been working it out. And one thing I like about Feel More Fit, this guy has a doctorate. You know what I mean? He's a doctorate. You know, he's a fitness instructor, owns his own gym, has had it for 16 years. Nice place. You know what I mean? And he has the energy to get you going in the morning. We get up at 4, get there by 5, we're out by 6. But he has us doing a multitude of things. You know, I'm a person who used to train to be a bodybuilder. I was doing it natural, but you know what I mean? And now I just want to get in shape. I want to be fit. You know what I mean? I got work to do. I got a mission to do. So now is the season where you're sharing information, you're business minded, you're getting things together. And here's another tip. All this is a tax write-off. This is a tax write-off. Everything that I got in here is a tax write-off. I wish I could remember something creator. I forget the YouTuber, something creator, not digital creator. It was something else creator. And he was like, all the stuff that he has is a tax write-off. So this is a tax write-off. I'm going to write all this off and it'll just be a blessing to the family. But, don't give up on your dreams. Always be thankful, keep grinding and keep moving forward. And, another thing, you got to love yourself and bring love into every environment you're in. I ain't saying being no sucker. I ain't talking about being no punk. I ain't talking about being no chump. I'm not talking about, because some people, when you talk about love and you think you're talking about being sucker. I'm talking about from the LL Cool J perspective when he says, I'm not a nice guy. You know what I mean? He said, if I see an old lady across the street and she's getting robbed by somebody, I'm going to beat the robber up. Yo, can I tell you a story? I was in Philly, right? And dropping my daughter off. And we were at one of the hotels. And we were just talking, and my wife was talking about how aggressive I am. And she was like, you're so aggressive. And I said, because they were talking about like, what am I going to do if somebody steals one of our bags? I said, I'm going to smack the piss out of them. And she's like, you're so aggressive. And I said, yeah, I'm going to take this big hand and I'm going to smack the piss out of them. And that's when the guy turned around. He said, oh, you the smacking pastor. He said, let me shake your hand. He said, you're the smacking pastor. Yo, it was hilarious. It was funny. You know what I mean? We were dying laughing on the street. And, some people may say that's blasphemous, but I'm sorry. I'm going to defend mine. It's just what it is. I'm not. I know we say turn the other cheek. If I'm wrong, forgive me. And I'm not trying to be a tough guy. I'm not a tough guy. I just know when it comes down to family, I'm a man and I'm gonna defend mine. You know, I have the tools to defend mine. Let's just say it that way. But you know, so it's it's a little bigger than that. You know what I mean? It's about, I'm sorry, my father had guns, shotguns, all this other stuff, ex-military. That's just how I feel about things. You know what I mean? I'm going to defend my family, and I'm going to defend mine. You know, so yeah. So, but on a side note, I'm always thankful. I'm always grateful, and I think that's why I've gotten as far as I've gotten. Whenever I get something, I know that there's something I have to do. You know what I mean? I just can't get these things. God is not going to just give me these things. What's up, Masada? Good morning, bro. Good morning. I got part 2 of the video with the sample challenge coming out today. So I'm going to work on that today and put that out. But I'm grateful. And I'm always going to talk from a grateful perspective. And I'm thankful for the people I meet. I'm thankful for the people that I engage with. I'm thankful for the people that come on the live. I'm thankful for the people that spend time and have conversation with me. I might start getting a cup of coffee in the big time. I can't help it. I'm a wrestling fanatic, even though, you know, you get older, you learn it's fake as all get out. But macho man. So I might have a cup of coffee and we just have early morning conversations and we just talk. You know, everybody asks questions and we comment. You never know. You know, one of my guys, very sick beats. You know, we've been cool for a long time. He reached out to me and he said, you don't know how people are watching. He said, I see what you're doing. He said, I see what you're doing. He said, you don't know how people are watching. And he said, it's good what you're doing. And so all I'm doing is I'm trying to encourage people. I'm trying to get people to see the light, get to see the love and the power that's inside them. You know, not give up on yourself. A lot of us had dreams. I know I'm not the only one who used to watch videos and thought that's going to be me one day. I remember telling my college professor, you're going to see me on TV one day. And he was like, Mr. Helton, you're not going to make it. And I was like, what you mean? I said, you're going to see me. I'm going to make it. And he said, you don't understand. He said, there's no I in team. So I was like, no, I'm going to make it by myself. I'm going to make it by myself. Watch. I have not made it by myself. You got to have a team. But that was that hurt person talking, you know. So you got to have a team. You got to have people around you. And you can't expect your family to be your fans. You can't expect your family to be your supporters. A lot of people not going to believe in you. I want to give you something to think about. It's something this apostle said to me. He said, linking up with the next is definitely. Sometimes we got to reach back. It's the youngins. You know what I mean? Reaching back, helping the youngins, it's the way to go. This apostle said this to me. He said, I want to help you with something about life. He said, when God gives you the vision, he said, nobody's going to see the vision. Nobody's going to see it your way. He said, you have to act it out. But you got to put it in a way that everybody can see the vision as it's growing. But you got to lead the vision. You got to do it. You got to make it happen. So what you said came to pass. You're on screen. I hear you, Masada. I hear you, bro. What's up, D Rich? What's up, my guy? How you feeling? I guess I am on TV, you know, because this is like TV, so I guess I'm on. Thank you. I didn't look at it like that, but yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. So he said, you know, that you really gotta trust in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself, and you gotta be the visionary. You gotta be the person that carries the vision forward. And once you carry the vision forward, then everybody else will recognize as they see things happening. Even I'll give you this. A bishop said, once you got people, you got to take them somewhere. He said, you can't just get the people online. He's like, you know, and you can't grab them there. He said, once you got to take them somewhere. He said, that's like people got to see you doing something. And then people will come along and they'll follow. I'm giving y'all game. And then they will come and they will follow when they see you doing something and they like what you're doing, and then you take them somewhere, you know what I mean, and you have them doing something, you know what I mean. Another reason why I like this, because people get to connect as well. So many people get to connect. I've met so many people online. It's cool to be online with so many people, but then so many people come in and then they have conversations as well. You know what I mean? So I love the positive vibes, you know. I love being able to talk about God without feeling threatened. I love being able to communicate with people, like-minded individuals that had dreams, that had goals that may have put them to the side because one, they thought they were unattainable. What's up, D Rage? Oh my dude is in here. You say you need a little help if you get the MPC. I'm saying you got it, man. You got it. I'll definitely help. You know, I like to be in an environment. It's a positive environment. We're helping one another. People get to meet one another, get to have conversations, get inspired. You know, some of us gave up our dreams for life, but you don't have to give them up. You don't have to do that. I know one thing I'm going to figure out. I am going to figure out this sync licensing thing. I got too many beats sitting here to not be in a television commercial or in a movie. Everybody always told me, there's like, man, your music sounds like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, the radio, on your way home and stuff like that. Or like there's emotion behind it. Then I get with other people and they're like, yo, I can see that in a movie. I was just with my guy yesterday. He was playing me his tracks and, he got his fire singer. He just opened up his studio. He got great things going on. And when he was playing his music, I said, man, I could see that in a movie. And I did the scene for him and he was like, yeah. It's like you gotta have that vision. It's all about vision. I was trying to find like a vision thumbnail to put up. I'll just have to make it and put it up later. But like I was saying to all of y'all that just got on, I talked about all the things that happen when you do this content creation, all the skills you learn when you do content creation, and people around you are telling you you're wasting time, but you're not. It's peace. It brings you peace. This is peace for us. Some of us ain't got nowhere to go, nothing to do but peace. You know what I mean? That music is peace. So I love talking with everybody. Look at everybody we got on the chat right here. You know what I mean? Look at everybody we got talking and sharing. You know what I mean? And sharing ideas. That's how we get forward. That's how we get ahead. Each one teach one. Sharing what you got, knowledge. That's how I teach when I'm a teacher. I try to get the students to share their information with each other. So no one thinks that they're better than the other. I used to always have a saying, I don't think I'm better than anybody, but nobody's better than me. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm going to say it again. I don't think I'm better than anybody, but nobody's better than me. What I mean by that is I'm not so big-headed that I can't learn or listen to anybody, that someone may not have skills that I don't have, and they may not be able to contribute. I think everybody has something to contribute, but I'm not going to devalue who I am to say just to make somebody feel good. I'm not going to do that, but I'm a welcoming person. You know what I mean? So I try to do that with this channel. I want to encourage people to don't give up your dreams. If you still got that, come on. What did Pete Rock and Common show us? They showed us they can be done. Everybody need to get and watch this spread around. I'm saying it first, but watch this spread around. You're going to start saying people, you're right, man. We all we got. Watch, you're going to hear this go around, but check this out. You're going to hear it from me first. Everybody, I've said it first. Everybody need to thank Nas. They need to thank Nas. Nas went on a mission, 6 albums, 6 amazing albums. You may be a fan, you may not be a fan, but he showed at 50 years old that he could make all these albums and make great content with all the albums. He inspired all the other guys to come back. He started telling them, yo, come on, y'all, what y'all stopping for? Let's make more music. Now we got LL, we got Cube, we got Common, we got MC Light. We got all these people coming out with albums now. We had Rakim, and people slept on the Rakim album, but they didn't get this. Everybody's like, we wanted to hear more Rakim, but Rakim was behind the boards. He was showing everybody, I've been the producer all these years. Look at all the tracks I can produce. So when I listen to it, I'm listening to the production. He does the scratching, he does the production, and he does the rhymes. And then we found out he was doing it all along. People forget that producing is not just beat making. Sometimes producing is bringing the record to the person and telling them how they want it. And then they put it together. So he said, I've been producing for years. Large Professor might have made the beat, but you know what I mean? Rakim came along and said this, that, and the third. He said, y'all didn't know I was doing the cuts on some of those early records. He was doing the scratching on some of those early records. People didn't realize. He just said, I thought it would be better if people thought we were like a two-man crew and everything, you know, and some of the stuff. That doesn't mean that Eric B wasn't producing. Eric B was producing, you know what I mean? But they were a team. First people to get $1 million deal. $1 million deal. You know, Curtis Blow got $1 million, but they got that $1 million deal. Eric B and Rakim. So, you know what I mean? We just gotta, hey, we can do it. So going back to what I was saying, this man knew his gift. He knew his talent. And he said, let me put out this album. But he collaborated and got people to work on it. So we might have been a little disappointed lyrically, but I got to say, there's not one whack verse on that album. Not one whack verse. Know what I mean? We just wanted more Rakim. That's it. We just wanted more Rakim. There's not one. What's up, Khalif? How you feeling, man? There wasn't one whack verse on the album. We just wanted more Rakim. That's all it is. We used to the one-man show because that's all he ever promoted to us, one-man show. He said, look at you and your natural energy. Hey, man, we got to give it here. This is what it is. I like talking to the people now. I put the same thing I did when I was preaching and when I was teaching. You know what I'm saying? Yo, check this out. This is the doggone phone. This is that Motorola phone. The Motorola phone. Great image off of the like the guy said it when I got it. Now I gotta admit, it's glitching quite a bit, which means like it's like this is the Motorola G5, something like that. The camera close is real close up on you on the front camera. But this looks real good right here. I said, yeah, this is good. Get to the point where I start connecting my microphones and stuff to it. He said, at least the Motorola phone is great. Yeah, it's great for videos. The image is amazing, you know. So if y'all didn't know, I lost my Samsung. Well, actually, I damaged it. I damaged not Samsung. I damaged my iPhone. You know, been trying to get that iPhone 16 Plus, but it's just out of reach right now. But that don't mean I'm not going to get it. I know when I talk about something and I get passionate about it, I'm going to get it. You know what I mean? He says it's a good look for your videos and your color tone is perfect. I got you. Yo, I had to. You said I look. It's funny you say that because I had a what's her name? Alicia? Not Alicia. What is this girl's name? I used to work with her, and she turned around. She was from New York. She turned around. I think she was from the Bronx too. She turned around. She looked at me, and she said, "Are you Dominican?" And I said, "Nah, I always get that though. You never know. Probably search my genealogy. You never know." But she's like, "You look Dominican," and I was like, "Hey, you know." I said, "I get that a lot though." What up, everybody? What up, everybody? We got 8 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Here's another thing I gotta say. In terms of what I've been talking about encouraging you to just do it. I was always afraid to get in front of the camera. I was always afraid to get in front of the camera. I didn't want people to see my flaws. You know, you chop up, you edit the video so you don't see me playing the piano 10 times to get it right, you know, and I've learned, people want to see that. People want to see you progress. They want to see you move through. They want to see your mistakes. You know, people want to say, Here's the thing that you don't get. People want to say, I knew him or her first. Some people want to be the early adopter. I knew them when they couldn't even play. Look at me. I knew them when they couldn't play. So that's why I was telling my guy, I was telling Blakely, I was like, yo, Blakely, just doing it. I mean, I'm talking about this is one funny cat. You know what I mean? One funny cat. Escape. Y'all. So I want you to hear all my guys. First of all, I want to say Masada needs more props. Masada does a lot for the MPC. You wouldn't have Lazy Chop if it wasn't for him. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to put that out there right there. He said, I need someone to early adopt. I hear you, bro. Put yourself out there. Look at my hands, man. I was trying not to lotion, but I look like I'm a punching flower. It's ridiculous. So it's always good to have a monitor too. Shit. Whole video looking like I got flour on my hands. But it's good to have these environments because you get all the skill set. Afraid to get in front of the camera, and I just said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead. Definitely. So you gotta put yourself out there. You gotta encourage yourself. You gotta believe in it, and don't worry about the first couple videos. Don't worry about the first 100. Just do them. Put them out there. Trust in yourself. Believe. Then when you go back and look, you can see all the things that help you to get better. You know what I mean? Or you can look at, look at your metrics. You can look at, at the first 30 seconds of the video, I'm losing people. What do I have to do? You got to inject something right there so that you don't lose the people anymore. I saw another guy, he said he cuts out the part where he loses people. The dips, he goes back in the software and he edits those points out where people leave, And I said, I'm going to try that as well, see if my retention gets up. So there's another tip. When you come here, I'll give you tips that help you get your channel moving in the right direction. But yeah, man. So y'all make sure y'all check things out. But I really just wanted to encourage everybody on this morning. You know how it is on a Monday. I wasn't feeling well today, so I was like, I can't go into work. But let me just talk to people real quick. I still got to prepare for my other classes later in the day, doing more training, things of that nature. He said, yeah, I just looked through my metrics this morning, and they were telling after 24 seconds, they leave. But the first 24 seconds, yes, that's you'll see that a lot, that the first 24 seconds or the first 30 seconds are good, but it happens to everyone. And those that have learned to put something there, because here's the thing that we forget. Think about us when we're looking for entertainment. I can feel myself after 2 hours when I've just been scrolling, looking for entertainment or looking for something engaging. I only created that years ago. I created that video, that EB.boop. I got a hot beat, man. I did that because I got tired of seeing people doing the chop. They kept doing the chop. Everybody was doing the chop for like 5 years. But they didn't realize that they got that from Pete Rock. That Pete Rock was the one that, man, if I drop this thing one more time, that Pete Rock was the one that did that. You know what I mean? Let me push this back where it's supposed to be. That he was doing that, the chop like that. When he did, what's up, New Kim? What's up, New Kim? Peace to you. Thanks for coming into the live. Also found out that my last 5-minute video just gave me 15 watch hours, which is crazy. Yep. Plus, YouTube told me that 74% of people found that 5-minute video of mine through. Yeah, that's what you want. You want the YouTube recommendation. So that was on the YouTube page. And with that being on the YouTube page, when they saw it, they were intrigued by the thumbnail, and they came and they started watching the thumbnail. That's another thing. We got to stop thinking that we're not intriguing, or we can't do things that are intriguing as well, because we can. We can. So one thing, like when you have your 16:9, just to give you a tip, if you have your face enlarged in the video, that draws people in more, because if they're on their phones, they see that image and then they make it interested. So they say, don't have it too cluttered, don't have it too busy, but just have enough that's going to, some words, an image, maybe something that you're speaking to, and then boom, people will start to be drawn in. You know what I mean? So that's one thing. So I try to use that a little more, learning those concepts. Some people are moving away from retention editing because it's a lot. It's a lot to go through and script out how you think the video is going to be, especially if you're just making a beat. But then you got to figure out, how do I make it entertaining? Because no one just wants to watch you for doggone an hour beating on a freaking pad. You know what I mean? Pause if that's too much for you. No, nobody wants to just see you unless you're doing something that's engaging. Like when you really learn and people can hear them clickety tickety sounds, and then, you know, like how what's my man from Low Budget? You can hear him with the MPC, Kev Brown. You get him, and you start hearing. And I think that's another reason why people kind of like this MPC. Not over it, but this MPC doesn't have that mechanical, technical, clickety-tickety sound, kind of like the X. So the X gives you that. See, this is more, it sounds more sturdy. This is loose. And you hear that mechanical sound when it comes to that. So I feel like people like that a little more, you know what I mean? To be honest, I think more producers need to talk just like you are, because people are attracted. Yeah, nobody's attracted to. Have you watched the landscape right now? Nobody wants to hear your beats. If your beats are a backdrop to like a story or a movie or something like that, the music has to accompany something now. Nobody cares about your. You have to, like, or let me say it this way. They will if you have personality in it. You know, like, who's the guy we talk about a lot? I think he's from Australia. I should be pointing this way. I think he's from Australia. But his videos are so entertaining on Instagram. You know, you see his MPC and, you know, he's got the beat going, and he's and Kid Fresh. K Fresh is dope too. Like when you watch his videos, he's just bobbing his head. And it's another guy who he produced for Griselda. He's in the DMV area, but he's from New York. I can't remember his name right now. He does the same thing with his videos, and that's cool. He's down with Gadget and the guys. Yeah. But yeah, but all this stuff was a blessing. It was a fight to get it. Like, y'all don't. To the newcomers that they may just have a MIDI controller, don't look at the other producers like, you know, I don't want to hear their stuff because they got all that equipment and all that stuff. That's hating. No, I don't hate. I like watching Bolo. I don't care what he got in the studio. I don't care who he brings in the studio. And especially when he's talking about gear that may make my sound better. Oh my goodness. What I need to start getting into is, Conductor. No, I like Conductor's the man, but Conductor's not the one. And I like watching Conductor too. Let me tell you about Conductor style that I like. Conductor has a conversational, relaxing style. That's why I feel like Sundays are the best days to watch Conductor, because it's like a chill, cool out day. If you were the type that you had your turntables, but you would throw jazz on a Sunday and you would just chill out and vibe out, that's what Conductor's like. Conductor's like pulling up a drink. If you drink, I don't drink. Well, you know, other people say, what? You know what I'm saying? But it's like real cool, real chill out. You know what I mean? So I think that's why Conductor, he's mellow and he pulls you into his mouth. You know why? Because he knows the art of story. He has the art of story. And that's what you got to learn. That's what I learned when I started doing those short videos. You only had a certain amount of time, so you had to learn story. People want to be drawn into a story. You know how it is over here in America. We want to see the hero. We want to see the underdog become the hero. That's America. We want to see the underdog become the hero so that we can clip the hero's wings. So we can clip the hero's wings after he's become a hero. And then the other underdog is the one we're going to like after that. Oh, yeah, we sick of that dude. That dude's been at the top long enough. Let's clip that dude's wings and set somebody else to be the new guy. You know what I mean? It bewilders me. I just don't get it. You know, this person was the underdog for years. People ain't want nothing to do with him. He finally made it to the top, came out with his second album, and everybody's like, nah, homeboy sucks. We don't like him. Homeboy sucks. You know, it'd be a hot album, fire album, but still. Anyway, you know, it's even in sports and football, man. Yo, look at how these podcast dudes were eating each other alive. Look at what's going on now that got all that money for his podcast. Stephen A. But I gotta give it to him. Stephen A is smart. He like, talk about me. Yes. Talk about me. That's what I try to tell guys. He said that new Tyler album is crazy. Fire. I'll keep my mouth shut. I have to go listen to it. Homeboy is an amazing producer. He's a dope producer. So I'll have to go check it out. I'm just not the biggest Tyler fan, you know. But he's an amazing producer, dope rapper, shrewd and great businessman. Look how he took, what's up, Albanian Syndicate? He is very innovative with his production. I like watching his production when he's like his behind the scenes videos, especially that one where he got every. It was that one video where everybody was like, yo, what's up with you? Where the girls at? Where the girls at? He said, we don't need no girls in here. I ain't checking for no girls. He said, I'm checking for the men. And they turned around and they looked like, what? I was like, yo. I was like, this dude is crazy. But anyway, his production's very innovative. What's up, Blatantly? What's up, Blatantly? We got the guys on here. Everybody's on here. But yeah, you know, it's just, you know, trying to think back what I was saying about being innovative, giving you know, your community over to other people and, you know, embracing everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody on here need to know everybody and start, you know, talking and checking for everybody. He says, checking for men. What y'all talking? No Diddy. No Diddy over here. We've been talking about, you know, me, I try to do my motivation kick on Mondays. So we've been talking about encouraging yourself, getting out there and doing this thing, not giving up on your dreams. Not giving up on your dreams. We've been talking about music. We've been talking about, I told people they need to thank Nas for the rash of hip-hop, our generation's hip-hop that's been coming out. Light dropped a dope album or some dope songs. LL, they came out with an album. Got some dope cuts on there. Q just released a dope song with a dope visual treatment. That's the way you promote music. What up, Baki? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? So we talked about that. I also talked about how, to me, this stuff is a blessing. For much is given, much is required. So it's not just about me getting gear. And I also talked about us as producers not being jealous when other people get gear because we don't know what they had to do to get it. He said the PS6 is dope and powerful. Yo, I've been watching. I'm waiting for your videos, man. He said, I don't have buyer's remorse for the P6. You working? Good. Chilling and working. I hear you. Yeah, I was a little down today. You know what I mean? So, but I'll get it back. You know, I'm talking about health wise. You know what I mean? It was a little under the weather. But I said, let me just talk to everybody real quick. See what I'm saying? Look at this community. Have you ever asked yourself how many beats have you made on each drum machine? I know I made over 100 on this one. I made over 100 on this. I probably have made about 20 or so on the SP. I know I have over 200 to 300 that I made with Maschine. I probably made about 50 or more with the push. In the computer, I've made so many. The Machine Plus, I have so many. I can look right now. Let me do this. In terms of the Machine Plus, he said I'm gonna do a video about it and the SP44. Do it, man. We want to see it, man. Get the metrics up because low key's trying to kill it. And you could. That's your space. You could dominate that space. Let me see. I'm gonna go to what you call it mode, menu, controller mode. So I haven't had this that long. He says still don't have a machine. I'm going to wait for the new one. I'm trying to hold off because I think I want to get the MK3. I've never had an MK3. I had the Machine Plus, never had an MK3, and I really want to get one of those. But if they come out with an MK4, and then I was like, maybe I want to wait for the MK4. He said, court for young. Shucks. Just trying to look up what everybody's saying. Blatantly said, court for Young Thug got pushed back to 3 p.m. and mistrial is on the table. Yeah, I think he's getting out. The prosecutors seem to be bunglers. They tripping and flipping and dipping and falling over everything. They're bunglers. They don't even have no story. He said the new MPC is coming. Masada gave us a hint in the chat last week. I hope it's the MPC3. You know what I mean? MPC3. When I say MPC, I'm talking about the Live 3. I don't want the X3. I don't want the X3 yet. I just got this. You know what I mean? But the rumblings, there's a lot of rumblings going on. I keep my mouth shut. I was about to say a lot. Keep my mouth shut. What was I looking for? Oh, I know. Let me go in here and see I want to see how many, because what I did is I took the drive that I have in here is the same drive that I had, my SD card that I had in my Machine Plus. I just put it in here. So a lot of the stuff, Native Instruments. Yep. So I got a lot of Native Instruments stuff in here. Where's the downloads folder? Downloads. I just want to see really quickly how many tracks I made in here when I had the MPC expansions. That's not it. Downloads. Let's see the downloads is here down. And I'm gonna be blatantly honest with you. In terms of file system and file structure, Native got it. Native has a better file structure. And I say that because you can go in and you can favorite things. I can favorite everything I like. I don't have to make a doggone kit in order to favorite my stuff. But I'm not here to talk about this versus that. No, it's I'm not into that right now. Ain't none of them giving me a dime to market their stuff. So I'm not trying to put user content. That's it. User content. Scroll down. There's got to be like a download folder. Movement. I'm trying to figure out where all my songs is at. I think I got to go back into the Native Machine 2. There we go. So when I look at Machine 2, I can see how many projects. 78. So I got 78 songs inside of that I made in the Machine Plus. So 78. Not all of them are like, some of them are like, just making the drum patterns and this certain things with them. But I've been having a problem. I need Native Instruments to get in touch with me. He said, if Akai releases a new, bigger MPC, it's most definitely going to be over 3,000. Just watch. I think it's going to be a smart move, though. I think if they have, what's my guy, Dave? If they have Dave on the team and Dave is spearheading this and bringing the sound up to the way that people want, and they have all the stuff in it, yeah, it's going to be expensive. Khalif said, facts at Blatantly Blatant Network. This is why side pieces are necessary. Sugar mamas. Gear is expensive. Gear is expensive. I'll be honest, you don't need all that. Just get yourself a MIDI controller and a computer. You get a small MIDI controller and a computer. This is the icing on the cake. That's all it is, the icing on the cake. And the ability, like when I was at my guy's studio, I'm gonna put his video up later with me, his studio grand opening and his birthday party. It was all at the same time, and because his space is nice, and it, but you know, he barely uses his MPC. What he does is he'll do like the beat and get the rough draft together, and then he puts it in Logic. And he works in Logic from there. He said, I need to learn how to make song mode in here. So that got me thinking some people don't know how to use song mode, you know. So check out my videos because I show you how to make something use song mode. But yeah, this gear is expensive, man. It becomes a toy. Not a toy, but, you know, in terms of, you know, what we can and can't do, you know what I mean? Give me 1 second. I want to pull up something that I did yesterday while I was at his studio. He said, gear is wild expensive, but if you sell beats and release Bandcamp projects, you should get your money back. I just hosted my homegirl's EP launch. I saw that on my page this weekend, and she just made, really? I have to check it out. You know, he said, I have the Key 61 and the XSC, and I'm talking about getting another flagship. I have issues. I know. We got a flagship, talking about getting another one. But yeah, I think I'm going to get into that too. And I'm going to start putting my music on Bandcamp and start drawing attention to that, you know, and doing releases and seeing the perks and the benefits that are associated with that as well. Let me go to projects. Menu, browse, places, MPC. Oh, there it is right there. So now I'm trying to learn trap more and make beats with trap. I'm not going to say I'm like the best trap producer. Blatantly said, yeah, I saw that and shared that on my community page. So the MPC Lab 2 or the 1 Plus, y'all? Oh, between them both? It depends on your entry point and where you want to go. If you want to get the Baby X, the Baby X is the 1 Plus. Because most of the pads and most of the commands are on the face. If you want to do a little more menu diving, then you get the Live 2. But you have more portability here because you have the speaker. Like I took this to his my guy's studio and just made a beat, you know. That's coming right out of the speaker. And everything, all the VSTs, everything is right in here, which I think is really cool. I better chill out. Let me get my partnership or my affiliate first. I think I'm gonna work on that today before I start doing all this. Hey, this is the blah 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 blah. You know. Let me see. I know a few indie artists that live pretty decent from Bandcamp earnings. Yes, definitely. And then he said, I'm going to give Akai till February to release something new before I invest. Yeah, I don't think you should invest early. I think you should wait. And if they don't release a new MPC by then I'll be getting an XSC and the MPC Key 37. Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So, and all them complaints about let me not do that. Because it's about what you like. You know what I mean? Some people don't want the 3.0. I think the 3.0 is cool. You know, once you figure out how to navigate, and I think the other part of it is importing sounds. When you import your songs from 2.0 to 3.0, your track mutes aren't there. So you have to just go back and mute everything again that I'm not saying that track mute isn't in there. Track mute is in here, but I've had songs not. I had to go back through the sequences and mute things that I didn't have muted. Yeah, 3.0 is fire, man. It's I love it. I did not like this beat yesterday. I know. But hey, I got to tell you this though. Once you get this and learn this, I was a Maschine diehard. I won't say diehard, but I was like, I'm not getting another Akai product. And then I got this, and the ease and sampling and the ease and the workflow is not to me, it wasn't the same. I would much rather have had an MK3 than a Maschine Plus, but I hope they work out the kinks and they come back with a strong product, because sound-wise, you're not touching native instruments. And the Maschine, I can make a beat in Maschine and it could come straight out and everybody would think I like threw it in Ableton or something else. It just comes out sounding good, So that's what I'll do. I'm going to take all of my Maschine beats and put them out. If I don't put them on Bandcamp, I'm going to put them on BeatStars. He says the Ruler's Maschine Plus was really it wasn't marketed to what it could do. They marketed it as a fully standalone device, and it wasn't fully standalone. What it was an idea generator. And from an idea generator, then, if you could finagle it, you could make it work. But, he said Maschine got the tagging system and the files. That's what I was saying earlier. The filing system with Maschine is amazing. You know what I mean? I don't know about the better chopping features thing, though. Everybody says that. And I'm like, I had it. I don't think the chopping feature is better. But I will say this, but I did like I've made every sound pack I've made, except for one. One was made on the 4000, but all the other sound packs I made in Maschine. And I like the way you could sounds and resample sounds and, make different. So like some of the sounds, I went and listened to an old kit and I could hear where I took two sounds and blended them together to make another sound. And it's cool. You know what I mean? Like I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me pull up, I'm going to pull up Live. And when Live comes up, Live is going to bring up one of my sample packs. And when the sample pack comes up, you're going to be like, I took multiple sounds and blended them together. I wonder if they're going to make it into a DAW eventually, though. I think that would be the next progression, but I think they should hire developers to make it in a DAW. I think one software, Studio One, which having their mixing mastering suite, I like that because you can level your songs and make them all sound the same, as opposed to, doing reference in other DAWs. Let's see if this is going to load up. Scanning plugins, scanning Maschine. I think I got some updates. Give me a second. Let's do this. So yeah, but I'm not going to stay on too long. I just wanted to chit chat, network with everybody. Everybody. Let's all keep communicating with one another. Pretty soon I'm gonna put something out so I can get everybody's email, so that when you got updates and doing things, you can notify me. I can talk to y'all and have conversations with y'all. You know what I mean? It's just there has to be a better way for us to like network. I didn't even know I had the volume up. That's right out of the machine. Shoot. Let me see what else I got in here. Oh, I don't know how this one is going to work. I need to open up my Western Digital. That's Maschine. That's not the MPC. It took me a while to figure out the MPC software though. So, but now that I've figured it out, I like it. I was like, at first I was like, but I gotta say, Maschine software easier. Maschine software easier. But in terms of, I still like I like both. I'm not gonna say no, I like both. It's all about the music anyway. Give me 1 second. This is moving really slow, so I'm trying to open this thing up. What's up, Beats by Lonze? How you feeling, man? How you doing? Thank you for coming on the live. That's my guy right there. You know what? I haven't promoted myself. Make sure you go and get the Slap Professionals gear, the merch. I'm gonna go and then check out Beats by Lonze's merch as well. Yo, his merch and his logos and everything, just his designs look phenomenal. So, and you see me, I don't have no problem promoting anybody else. Get the Slap Professionals, check out Beats by Lonze stuff. CD, ME, SD. I got sample packs. You can also check me out on Gumroad. The links are not there yet, but I'll put the links there, and everybody there, I gotta promote. Everybody else does, and I'm not trying to, just check some stuff out. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can. I don't know why it's acting like this. I will say this I feel like Push 2 and the new software gel well, but there's still like a little, probably work better if I had a Push 3. Let me go and find this open sets. All right. So a couple years ago, I released a kit called Acoustic Gas, but I took it back off. So, and I, gave it out to a couple people, but they were like, we like the Gorilla kit better, but I went back and listened and I was like, wait a minute. Nah, this stuff sounds pretty good. I was like, this pack sounds pretty good. So he was like, I took a snare. So how I made this pack, I went to Guitar Center, right? What's up, Beats and Bed? He said, I'm glad I popped on. Thank y'all for the inspiration. I have to research. Yeah, research Bandcamp, man. Release your music. Good morning. Release your music. So here's what I did. I went to Guitar Center. I had my cell phone, my iPhone 11 Pro Max. No mic attached, nothing. I went and I just recorded drums. So, and I would go around and I would tap on the snare, turn the snare over, tap on the bottom of the snare, all kinds of things. I did all that stuff. And then that's how I came that. So that drum right there is a combination. That snare is a combination of the snare. Oh, why am I forgetting what you call it? The actual snare. So it's called a snare. So you have the drum and you have the snare. So the metal snare. So when you tighten up the snare or loosen the snare, you get a certain sound. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Drummers. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right. So let me take this off. So, yep, I am into sound designing. So when you get the snare, this is really tight. So you have the bottom, this is the snare. So all my drummers. So I'm gonna loosen up the snare. That's the snare. So I took that, the snare. So, and I took that and I took my drum sound, my found sound, and I added it to that. To make that sound. You hear it? It's looser here. I have it tight there, and I have the snare loose. So like if I hit the snare, you hear that sound right there. So this is So that's right. I just take sounds, I put them together, and I merge them. And found sounds. Shout out to St. Joe. Let me go back here. He said all good. He said this was a good drop this morning. Yo, definitely. Yo, hey, yo, go back and check my man Beats in Bed. Yo, that video that was tight. He said you're gonna like the two better. He said, but by all means get one. Yeah, you might. It depends on money. So that's where a lot of these sounds come from. You hear that? I take. That right there, that's a popular song. I took another sound, added it together, and that's how I got that. You know what I mean? So you got to experiment. This is how I came up with my first, the Gorilla Kit. The Gorilla Kit was, I went into a warehouse that I was working at. And since I had to be there early morning, I would take my drumsticks and my cell phone and a recorder. I had the H4n. I still have it. It's, my daughter, she took it and broke the microphone as a kid. So I went into this warehouse and it had all this ambient sounds inside of it. Like you would walk in and you could hear the lights. And so I recorded that. I would go around on the cages and rake the cages and do all kinds of things to make those sounds. And that's that right there, that's a back of a truck. Said when Rosby, yeah. Like when Michael, yeah. I was helping my sister move, and I was as we were moving, the ramp hit the truck. And when the ramp hit the truck, I said, wait a minute. I said, let me go record that. So I went and I recorded that, and I just put it in the bass. Yep. He said, I got that kit. Do you sell it? Yeah. You said you got to get it. Yeah, I do sell it. I'm about to put it up on my page. I kept it for a while because, I gave it out to some people and they were like, I got drums. But I said, I don't know, you might. So it's a number of different snares. So that's my sound designing. I take other sounds, merge them together, try to make sure that the sonics are okay with them. And what I've done with Ableton, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Albanian Syndicate, D Rich. I'm gonna put it up on my either my Gumroad or my CD MESD. So I'm gonna get that out and then I'll start promoting it. So I took found sounds, combined them with drum sounds, and just add static, all kinds of things, just trying to make something different. He said, yeah, man, the Gorilla Kit goes. Thanks. I appreciate that. I want to do more melodic stuff. I would love to build an app. If Masada's still in here, he inspires me because I gotta learn that Juice software. C++. I gotta learn C++. I want to make my own app. Not my app, but VST. And make a VST and then put that in. So remember that we didn't have no RC20. We recorded our own static. They were like, people like, oh, that sounds like popcorn. That's like, nah, that's static. That's record static. That's that vintage audio file sound. So, and then I have these other drums too. Check it out. This is in there too. Like Danielson. So I have these in there. I have all kinds of stuff inside that. So yeah. But that's one thing I've been working on for years. Right, Danielson. Yeah. So I've been doing this for a while. You get to a period where you start thinking, you start self-doubting. And you're like, oh, this ain't good enough. This ain't that. This ain't this. This ain't this. And you just putting yourself down instead of just putting your stuff out there. That's why I'm thankful to be around guys, you know what I mean? A group of guys that really are working to do something. You know what I mean? Shout out to Beats by Lonze. Shout out to Blatantly. Shout out to Khalif Wins. Shout out to Choking. Shout out to my main guy, Beats by Lonze. I'm really shout out to DC Caution as well. Shout out to my man Jazzmatic. Shout out to everybody that's on here. Let me give everybody some props. Shout out to Masada. Shout out to Joe Fire. Thank you for coming on. Shout out to my man DJ Rage. We used to be at Maschine Masters together. D Rage, yo, he produced for like Ninth Wonder and a whole bunch of different people. You know what I mean? Dope producer. Dope. Shout out to who else we got on here? New Kim. Shout out to New Kim. Albanian Syndicate. Shout out to you, my dog. Shout out to D Rich. Shout out to Baki. Shout out to Baki. Baki Ronan. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I think I got everybody that came on. Shout out to Masada. Every time Masada you come on, man, I really appreciate it. Shofar Baki. Najee. Shout out to Najee. What's up, my man? Just giving props to everybody. Beats in bed. Props to everybody. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for coming on. So yeah, I'll be putting that kit up pretty soon. I just want to get all the imagery and all that stuff together. You know, I did it a while back, and I just want to update everything. I found this kit. I thought I lost it, but I found it out there. Oh, and be careful with the stuff that you put out there too. Ain't my beat dope, y'all? Yep. So yeah, y'all, I'm about to call it a wrap. But thank y'all for coming on. I truly appreciate y'all. And everybody, have a good one. Peace.